Welcome to the National Electrical and Communications Association and the Fair Work Ombudsman's electronic seminar for the Electrical, Electronic and Communications Contracting Industry Award 2010. My name is Oliver Judd. I'm the Employee Relations Manager for NECA, and I will also be your Fair Work Liaison Officer. If you have any questions in relation to this video, feel free to contact me on the details that will be provided later on to discuss any of the issues you may have. Please note that this video is supplemented by a guide to the Modern Award and the National Employment Standards. We recommend that you have a copy available with you during the video to assist you to understand the scenarios that are dealt with. To obtain a copy, simply fill your details into the form on this page and NECA will get a copy to you. This presentation is broken into chapters, each containing an explanation of each of the National Employment Standards, or NES, and an explanation of the more critical provisions of the Electrical, Electronic and Communications Contracting Award 2010. It is important that you understand the obligations outlined in this video, as there are significant fines that can be imposed where businesses do not comply. This chapter deals with apprenticeships. The award currently allows for the engagement of three types of apprentice, being 1. Trainee apprentice, which is applicable to New South Wales only and is to be phased out by the 31st of December 2014, 2. Indentured apprentices, and 3. School-based apprentices. In New South Wales, transitional provisions apply in relation to the payment of trainee apprentices. Over the next 4 years, the wage rates for trainee apprentices contained in the Electrical, Electronic and Communications Contracting Industry Award will be phased out. Apprentices under the Modern Award must be engaged under a training agreement approved by your relevant state or territory apprenticeship authority. The Modern Award provides rates and conditions for apprentices in any of the following trades: 1. Electrical, 2. Instrumentation, 3. Electronic and Communications, 4. Refrigeration, air conditioning, or 5. Power lines work and cable jointing. As an employer of an apprentice, you are contractually required to provide training and/or provide access to training consistent with the contract or training agreement. An apprenticeship may be terminated or suspended in accordance with the requirements of the contract of apprenticeship or training agreement and the requirements of state legislation and the relevant apprenticeship authority. An indentured apprenticeship may only be cancelled where both the employee and employer mutually agree to terminate the training contract, or where the Commissioner for Vocational Training terminates the training contract. Until either condition is satisfied, the apprentice will remain the employee of the employer. Apprentices may be engaged on a probationary period which must be set out in the training agreement or contract of apprenticeship, consistent with the requirement of the apprenticeship authority and with state legislation. Employees are obliged to reimburse the cost of attending technical colleges, schools, registered training organisation or TAFE, provided the apprentice presents reports of satisfactory progress. Additionally, no apprentice under the age of 18 years may be required to work overtime or shift work unless they so desire. No apprentice will, except in an emergency, work or be required to work overtime or shift work at times which would prevent their attendance in training consistent with the contract of apprenticeship or training agreement. With the exception of Queensland, the Modern Award does not provide separate wage rates for mature-aged apprentices. However, this Queensland entitlement will cease to operate on the 31st of December 2014. A school-based apprentice is a person who is undertaking an apprenticeship while also undertaking a course of secondary school education. School-based apprentices are entitled to be paid the relevant minimum wages for a first-year indentured apprentice, calculated hourly for total hours worked including time deemed to be spent in off-the-job training. School-based apprentices are also entitled to be paid for time spent in off-the-job training. An employer has the option of either paying a loading of 25% on top of the ordinary wage rate for actual hours worked each week, or paying the apprentice for hours spent in training. Thank you for watching this video. We encourage you to watch all the chapters in this series. If you have any questions, you can contact me on the details that are shown, and if you haven't already obtained a copy of the guide, we strongly recommend that you get one as soon as possible.